All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you being here. I haven't done a video in like 2 months and I've been sick with a chest infection for the last 2 weeks. So bear with me if I'm a bit croaky or if the energy is a bit low. I'm still trying to recover at the moment. But today's Monday. I have so much to do. It's a massive day. It's a massive week, actually. So much to do in terms of the business and new projects and things I'm working on. So first thing I'm going to do this morning is just a bit of a pick, pack and post and kind of just a chat as I'm doing it. I haven't done one of these in a while, so I figured why not. I have no idea how many parcels there are going out. I want to say maybe like 70, not too sure. I have a bundle here that's going on eBay. I think it was 30 items in total. So hopefully I have a box big enough for that. Yeah, I haven't done a video in weeks. I haven't actually been even thinking about YouTube. I've had my mind on so many different things lately. And truth be told, it's quite a challenging time at the moment. Life is just kind of a whirlwind. Very, very challenging, so much to do. But nonetheless, eBay is doing pretty well, despite the kind of little attention I've been putting into it. If you're new here, first of all, welcome. I haven't really talked about the eBay business on here in quite a while. It's something I think I'll be doing a little bit more here and there. Yeah, I have these spurts of inspiration and motivation of talking about the business and then being bored with the business, and hence why like the channel is kind of stop and starting every few months, and I go on these hiatuses and I come back. And it's really just because I don't lose interest in the business. I kind of lose interest in talking about it because it's so repetitive. Not necessarily mundane, but it's very automated. So there's not a lot of like excitement or exciting things to kind of talk about all the time. So I kind of go back and forth in my mind about what to include on the channel, whether it is the business stuff or it is more just kind of life, passions and interests and things. And I'm kind of trying to find my place where everything can just work together on the same place. So yeah, if you're new to the channel, I sell on eBay. I sell pre-owned clothing, vintage stuff, everyday kind of fashion, sports brands, designer brands, everything under the sun essentially when it comes to fashion. So yeah, this morning I'm just packing the orders first. Sorry for tapping the mic. I pick all these orders the night before typically. So yeah, I went and picked these all on Sunday evening. Yeah, it's a pretty chill job in terms of the picking and packing. It doesn't take a lot of time. And I'll package all these up and then I typically leave them at the front door for the post guy to come and get. I think it costs about $12 for him to come pick it up. And it saves me half an hour or an hour driving to the post office. So I'd much rather pay for that service than lose the time, and I can allocate that time somewhere else. Yeah, so one of the reasons why I'm kind of talking about eBay today is just because I feel like I'm in a kind of a new groove at the moment. Like I said, eBay can be quite boring and monotonous for me. All I do is take photos of clothes and then put them on eBay and then ship them out. So there's not a whole lot of like new innovations or, you know, exciting new plans or projects to talk about all the time. But Whatnot, if you're not sure what Whatnot is, it's like a live streaming auction website, shopping website. So that's kind of popping off here in Australia at the moment. And it looks very exciting. It's something that I've contemplated doing in the past since it got established in America a couple of years ago. has kind of been in the talks within the Australian community, whether it was going to come here or not, and it seems to be proving to be quite entertaining and popular at the moment. So that's kind of given me a new perspective, I suppose, on my business and how I can potentially evolve or include Whatnot and doing like live stream selling on there with the inventory that I already have, which would make things a little bit more exciting for me and take away a bit of that monotony of just clicking buttons on eBay all day long. So I can show you all that stuff later, but basically I've been preparing over the last week or two while I've been sick to do some Whatnot streams. So pretty excited about that. And I think it's kind of given me a new, I suppose for lack of a better word, a new lease on life in terms of the business life. It's something a bit more exciting than what I'm typically have been doing for the last 3 years. And it'll be interesting to try. I'm always open to trying new things. You know, if there's a clear upside to them. Especially with the live streaming stuff. So I've done heaps of live streams on this channel before. I've done like a 10-hour work with me marathon here in the garage where, yeah, I just took photos for 10 hours and chatted and playing music and stuff in the background. So I've always enjoyed doing the live streaming stuff and having that sort of community involvement and kind of, you know, just trying to make a bit of an atmosphere in terms of working and having a bit of fun, playing some music and stuff like that. And I've also done, back in like 2020 and 2021, during those sort of COVID years, there was a lot of live stream selling going on Instagram. So like all the vintage sellers in the US and in Australia as well would basically just have a live stream going on Instagram where you'd just have your rack of clothes and be selling them to the audience. So I did that a bunch of times as well, found it really enjoyable, entertaining, a fun way to interact and kind of sell at the same time. And the Whatnot is essentially that. So I've got lots of experience in this kind of world of streaming and chatting and trying to kind of sell and do sales at the same time. And I really enjoy my music. I make a lot of like playlists and things in my free time when I'm working. I'm always I suppose I'm curating clothing and I'm curating songs and playlists all the time. So it feels like this kind of perfect mashing or perfect like melding of a few worlds that are right up my alley. So it's kind of got me a bit excited about it. I don't know if I'm going to be good at it or not. My first show will be tomorrow on Tuesday night. If you're interested, I'll leave a link in the description. And it's essentially $1 starts for men's and women's clothing. All the auctions start at $1. And yeah, I don't really have expectations about it or how it will go or how much money to make or anything. I just want to give it a try, you know. Like I said, I've had the experience doing the live streams, got plenty of experience and product knowledge with the actual items themselves. So I think it might just be an interesting opportunity, and it's kind of given me, yeah, a new perspective on where I can take the business in a few other directions to make it a bit more enjoyable and entertaining. Not that business should be super fun and enjoyable all the time. It's about making transactions, making revenue, pleasing customers and that sort of thing. But it's kind of given me a bit more of a spark and energy behind what I'm doing, even though I'm yet to do it. So we'll see in a few days after after a couple of streams how I'm feeling about it. But that's kind of, yeah, where I'm at right now. So give me a second while I tape this box up. Apologize for the screeching noise. So yeah, I'm still a little bit sick, to be honest. Once I finish up doing all this postage for today, I've got a lot of computer work to do. Screeching again, sorry. Yeah, a lot of computer work to do. I'm still feeling quite low energy. Just feeling still heavy in the chest, which is unfortunate. So later today I have to, or later today, right after this, so in an hour, pardon me, I've got a lot of computer work to do, as I said, so I'm trying to stay focused here. So at the moment, Sarah and I are looking to buy our first investment property, and we've done this course which basically kind of teaches you the ropes in how to purchase on your own to kind of bypass like a buyer's agent to save you a bit more fees, and then obviously the fees that you weren't spending on a buyer's agent can help, allow you to have a higher deposit, which hopefully gets you a bit more of a better property. And then you've kind of learnt the skill of a buyer's agent to rinse and repeat for subsequent house purchases. So kind of right in the middle of that, the last 2 weeks I've been in bed sick, so I've made no progress on it. And it's kind of stressing me out a bit, to be honest, because the clock is ticking. There's like a time frame on these kind of things. The market's always moving. There's new government policies coming out, so it is quite a bit of pressure to kind of get things moving and to like, make the right moves, make the right decisions, do the adequate amount of research. And it has been, I wouldn't say it is stressful in a sense. It's more just like daunting because it's very out of my wheelhouse, and it's just something I have no experience in. I don't have any confidence in it because I don't have any like proof of my efforts like yielding a good result. So I just don't have any confidence in what I'm doing right now. And because I work for myself here, obviously, I'm just so used to just doing the easy, repeatable tasks that have a proven result. Take a photo of an item, or we'll find an item, research the item, take a photo of the item, type in the details, list it, and then package it, and then just do that over and over. So I've got so much confidence in what I do on eBay, and then hopefully on Whatnot, where I don't have to really think about it. There's no doubt in my mind about what I'm doing. And now that I'm trying to basically buy a house on my own, it's just so different to what I'm used to doing. And also because I'm quite naturally introverted, making 20, 30 phone calls in one day is very, very draining for me. It's not something I'm particularly good at or excited about. It uses a lot of energy. Like I called like 15 property managers last week, and it completely drained my energy. Like I was cooked for the rest of the evening. So I'm trying to manage the emotions and the energy and the stress and stuff required around that. And then obviously like the purchase price itself is so gigantic. I'm not dealing, like these items that I'm selling on eBay are $5, selling for $35. So there's not a huge amount of risk on a per item basis. But when you're dealing with $500,000, $600,000, $700,000, it's you got to cross your T's and dot your I's, and really make sure you're doing the due diligence and the research as much as possible. And again, because it's my first time, it is very daunting, knowing that one wrong move could set you back quite a bit. But in a lot of ways, there's only one way to learn. It's just like by persevering and doing the work and just trusting that step by step, you're making improvement and you're getting closer to the end goal. But it's quite similar to eBay in a sense, because essentially a lot of it is just kind of comping, looking at past sales results, which I'm obviously very familiar with. It's just kind of in a different lens and at a much higher, much higher price point. So that's what I'll be doing for the rest of the day, kind of sitting down and just comping sales in particular suburbs from the last 3 or 6 or 12 months, and kind of getting like a rounded view, like I suppose like a synopsis of a suburb, to kind of, you know, form a narrative around what's selling, why it's selling, why things sell for less, why things sell for more, what like tenants are after and that sort of thing in the area. So it's a lot of work, and I suppose I was aware of it once doing the course, that it's going to be a lot of work. But my mortgage broker actually said, like, once we had the pre-approval and everything done, it's going to be a second full-time job for you. And initially I kind of doubted that, but yeah, it's literally a full-time second job at the moment. And that's just the cost of the way we're choosing to do things in terms of not having a buyer's agent. So I could pay a buyer's agent to do all the work, or I can just essentially do a full-time job doing the effort myself, in hopes that in 5, 10, 20 years, the income that it's generating would far surpass the money that would have paid initially, if that makes sense, or like the time lost in these few months now in terms of like less eBay work. Because that's how I feel. I feel like I've got to like put eBay on pause for the next month or two to just get ahead and make this transaction and then go back to eBay. So it's a lot of juggling at the moment. I'm not used to managing multiple things at once. I'm not I'm good at my operational tasks, but I'm not good at managing multiple kind of things at once. Just something I don't have a lot of experience in. So it's all kind of a lot of character building at the moment, I suppose. But it is what it is. It's painful, for me at least. For some people it might be exciting. It's just, yeah, it's a lot of work. But, you know, it is what it is. I'm grateful for the experience. I'm grateful that we have the opportunity. I'm grateful that we've been able to be kind of diligent in saving all this money and prioritizing these sort of things for the future. But yeah, I'm tired just thinking about it, to be honest. So I've probably done like 50 parcels by now, 40 or 50. eBay's doing really well at the moment. Not dramatically well, like just better than average typically for me. That is mostly in part due to just running like quite substantial like markdown clearance sales. I think we went from like 7,500 listings down to about 5,500 over the course of like 2 months. So at the start of July in the new financial year, I just kind of ramped things up, started running aggressive sales to kind of clear out all that old stock. And yeah, the stores dropped from 7,500 down to about 5,500, which is good. Obviously, a lot of that stuff there's some stuff that's been sitting there for 500 days, and it's good to clear it out, and it's kind of at a break-even point. But it's good to get that space back, and then to ideally replenish the spot that the older stock was occupying with newer, better stock that will have quicker turnover. So I've got a couple here from the recent stock. So typically I have a storage unit that has 90% of the items that are listed on eBay at the storage unit. And then here, I'm not sure if you can see on this shelf here, these 3 shelves here are usually like the last week's worth of listings. So I'm yet to pick those ones because I didn't do it last night. There's probably like 15, maybe 20 that are here from the last week that I haven't picked yet. So maybe I can move the camera around. Hopefully you can see something, that'll do. I have no idea what these items are, so I can't really like show you each individual item because they're obviously already packaged up and I've already printed the labels out, which doesn't have the actual item name and detail on there. So I think since running this, these couple of sales, I'm averaging about 50 items a day that are going out, thereabouts. I think for July it was like 52 items a day sold, and then, well, today's September the 1st, and I think August was about 50 a day. Not that that matters because a lot of them are, you know, selling for a lot cheaper than I would like because they're just so old. But to give you a sense of the turnover at least. So it's 10 to 8 at the moment, still pretty early. And I'm really struggling just managing everything at the moment. Obviously with the house stuff, it's quite intense. It's just a matter of day by day. But yeah, I'm poor at managing multiple things at once. I have, like, my calendar is every hour is kind of blocked out for things to do, whether it's like personal development or health or working out or all that sort of stuff. But when I have like such a big looming task, like the property, or if I feel very, very behind on something else, all the things that I know I should be doing, reading, writing, journaling, like, yeah, doing my workouts and stuff, they all just get put on the back burner. And it's just, clearly it's not good to put those things back because they're going to enhance and, you know, make the other things a bit easier, a bit more manageable in terms of stress and workload and stuff. But it's so hard for me to just say, do those things despite feeling overwhelmed by other stuff. It just feels like 100% of my energy has to go into the main thing that needs tackling. And I'm really trying to learn how to do that. It doesn't help when you've been sick for 2 weeks and you're just behind the 8 ball even more than what you would have liked. Yeah, I did feel pretty shitty about it over the weekend. Just feel like I'm kind of failing on a lot of the things that I want to be doing and should be doing. So really trying to just, as much as I can, give myself grace and just, I'm only one human, I can only do so much. And as much as I'd like to do more, sometimes it's just not possible. So it's one of those ongoing, I don't know who can relate, let me know in the comments. It's just really like trying to just not beat yourself up. when you know you're doing your best. Because it can always seem like when you're online that you feel like you're doing your best and you see someone else that's doing more or is more capable, and it's just like, oh, maybe I'm not doing my best. Maybe their standard is what I'm capable of, but I'm falling short of that. So then you can think about like your shortcomings in that sense, but deep down, you know what you're capable of, you know what you're being a bitch about. And as much as I feel like a bit of a bitch for being behind these last couple of weeks, it's like, yeah, you were sick. Like, you never get sick. You deserve to feel better and rest. It's just I don't know, it's just how I am, I suppose. Running a business by yourself, you kind of feel like as soon as you drop the ball, like you're really the only one to blame, which is true. But you're also the only one to pick up the ball. So, I don't know. Semi-motivational today, semi just rambling. Only 2 international orders going out over the weekend. It is kind of wild to be that it is now September. Just a little age shirt. Yeah, September, so we're into the last third of the year, which is very wild to think about. Very, very wild. All right, got a couple of more bundles left here that I might kind of have a chit chat about the whatnot stuff I have going on in the background. Yeah, I've really, just a side tangent, I'm just trying to think of things to talk about while I'm packing that aren't too distracting from the task. I really haven't been thinking about YouTube at all. I did go on that, a bit of a sprint earlier in the year. I think I did like 49 or 50 days in a row of daily videos, where it was kind of the main thing I was working on at the time, because we weren't really we were still researching or doing the property, the modules for the property course. So I kind of had the ability to focus more of my attention on YouTube at the time. And I kind of did that sprint, which was an interesting exercise. And then it just kind of came abruptly to a halt. I wouldn't really say it was burnout or anything. It was just kind of, just life got in the way, I suppose. 9142. And yeah, I really didn't even think about video ideas or anything for a good month. I kind of just forgot that I was on that YouTube grind. It just kind of came to a screeching halt. And I don't know, I just feel like I'm I'm ready to kind of make videos again. I'm hot and cold with YouTube. If you're here and you've been a long time viewer, you're aware of that, and I appreciate it. It's one of those things that I always am drawn back to, but it really has to, I really have to feel it. I don't want to do it just for the sake of doing it. I want to feel like I've got something to say or something to share or something to document. And as soon as I kind of lose that feeling, I'd prefer to stop than just to like persevere putting things out just because. So I'm trying to be true to myself in that regard, but I do understand, like from a viewer perspective or a follower perspective, it's quite hard to like latch on and support a channel or a person that's kind of flaky all the time, I suppose. And like, that's what it is essentially. And like, I've been learning a lot more about like brand and sales and stuff lately. And part of my brand, as unfortunate as it has kind of got this sense of mistrust, not in terms of like, I'm not shady, I'm not scammy, like I have far too much guilt and anxiety to want to like screw someone over or be scammy, but there's no reliability in me and my consistency and my format, in my content, in my ideas, in my approach. So I'm just kind of unreliable person to want to gravitate towards. And that's just essentially creates this sense of like, again, not mistrust, but like there's like a lack of trust there because I'm not trustworthy to fulfill like whatever expectation is out there. I'm not sure if that makes sense or not, but yeah, like brand is all the brand is about trust. Like, are you making good on like your proposition of like who you are and what you have to offer? And essentially for me and the channel and my brand, the answer is kind of not really, because I'm always all over the place, chopping and changing, starting new, coming back, all these sorts of things. So that's something I'm trying to be more cognizant about, thinking about, and just trying to do better on. And it kind of starts with me trusting myself first and foremost, and then that can come through in videos and things like that. So yeah, if you're a long-time viewer, I appreciate you hanging out and tuning in to see what I'm up to and things like that. If you're a new viewer, this is what you get. So yeah, just something that's been on my mind lately as well, whilst I've been laid up in bed. Currently at 2 tubs here. Too bad. No real standout sales from the weekend. I think there was a Spell-On Gypsy dress for about 120 bucks. It's the only thing I can really recall. And then obviously this 30 item bundle here. All right. Okay, what else do I have? 2 international ones. That tub is empty. All right, 2 international and that big 30 item lot. So essentially for the U, that means just more tape screeching. How lucky. All right, pardon me. This is a mix of kind of everything by the looks of it. Dress, t-shirt, maybe some sports shorts, champion t-shirt, Levi's t-shirt, Nike t-shirt, Tommy Bahama, Zara sweater, some linen shorts, Element sweatshirt, body of skirt, Zara denim shorts. When I do my wholesale, not my wholesale orders, the bundle orders, it typically comes in 2 varieties. It's either a 2 to 5 item bundle where it's clear that it's all going to the same person, like it's just women's skirts or women's dresses or something. And then the other end is like a 20 to, I think last week I had a 53 item bundle, 40, maybe 43. And those ones that are typically probably over 15 to 20 items, there's no way this is like one person or even a household. It's typically like another reseller that's getting the markdown sales and essentially buying the stuff for what I bought it initially. So good luck to them. I have seen a copycat, probably like 6 months ago, I seen like a copycat store that essentially copied my store name, the way I do photos. I'm not going to get into it, but yeah, it was very clear that they're just like trying to copy the way I was doing things, which is completely fine. Everything's fair game. I don't have intellectual property or rights or anything in terms of how I process my items and photograph them. So it is what it is. But yeah, it was just interesting to come across that. Just, you know, each to their own. Okay, 2 international ones here. This one is some sort of dress. Looks like it's probably I'm not going to open it. Probably like a H&M dress or something cheap by the looks of it. This is going to Thailand. It's been a minute since I posted anything to Thailand. All right, a little bit more screeching, guys. Oh man, I'm not having a good day here. Everything's kind of falling apart. And this is going to New Zealand. It's another dress, 9056. This is I believe it's Princess Highway dress, and it has like this, I'm not sure if you can see that with the glare, it's like a pirate rabbit. So the rabbit's got like an eye patch with a carrot on it. Bit of a weird print. All right, so I've got 2 full tubs here and here. Typically, if these tubs are like completely full, I get about 50 parcels per tub. I do have that big box at the bottom there, so it's taking up a bit of space. I want to say probably 70 in total, 70 parcels that is, maybe 60, who really cares? And I just got to put weigh this box up and then put that out the front. So I'll put those out the front and pay for the postage. That's pretty much it for now. So it's just gone 8:10, and I'll quickly show you the whatnot stuff and what I have planned for that if you want to jump onto one of the live streams and see what I'm up to. So I bought a couple of these racks. Initially I only had one of these clothing racks, which is obviously used for storing clothing, and I store some tubs in here for other things. And I bought a couple more racks because I have so much inventory, and I want to do really more like themed shows. A lot of shows on Whatnot, not a lot, but some of the shows on Whatnot can be kind of too mishmash for my liking. It might have too many categories, and it's hard for someone to want to watch the entire stream because they don't know if it's all really relatable or suitable for them. So I know from my experience, I like to watch how other people do things and then try and figure out a way that works best for me and my customer base. So I want to try and have more curated shows as opposed to kind of like scattered shows, if that makes sense. So I'm really trying to just like curate certain themes per show. So because there's so many other Whatnot shows going on, I don't want to like bring in an audience and have them wait around for every 10th item that they might be interested in. I'd rather they go to a different person's Whatnot show or Whatnot stream and enjoy what they have to offer because they know the one that I'm currently hosting may not have what they're after. So I don't want to kind of waste people's time in that sense. So for example, I have like a graphic t-shirt show. There's men's and women's graphic t-shirts. At the bottom here, I mean, I have Super Dry, Red Sox, Odd Future Wolfgang, Iron Maiden, Dragon Ball Z, Budweiser, I think that's Shawn Mendes, Back to the Future, Charlotte Hornets. So that's kind of a mix of sports, pop culture, music, that sort of thing. And then people know that there's not going to be vintage in that show, for example. It's all modern stuff. And then I have other shows that I'm doing where it's going to be all black. So here, this is kind of like a goth witch emo night. So I have, you know, really kind of, they're not really goth, but you know, it's a black theme. So it's like witches and things like that. So nothing other than black stuff. So people that don't want black stuff are not going to have to tune in. I won't have to waste their time. This one is more of like a spring, coming into spring now. Today's September the 1st. So a lot of floral, lightweight stuff, kind of boho stuff. It's like a Gorman shirt here, Gorman pants, and just kind of a lot of floral stuff. So if people aren't really into that style, then they don't have to tune in, right? I don't want to waste their time. I have a denim show. So there's a bunch of denim getting piled up at the bottom here. And they're all kind of upcoming shows. And then this main rack here is like my first show, which I'll be running tomorrow, or probably tonight if you're watching this, whenever the video comes out, on Tuesday, the 2nd. And this will just be my starter show. So there's gonna be about 100 items. And yeah, that one's gonna be mixed just to kind of set the precedent of what I'm doing and the types of items and mixture of things that'll be on offer. And then ideally, I don't really have those shows that are too mixed in the categories and styles. That's kind of a test run, but it could all like not be for me. I might not enjoy it, who knows? But I enjoy the process of curation of the actual items and also like making playlists and things. It's just something I enjoy doing. So it kind of is this perfect marrying of just my interests. And on the whiteboard over the back, it's kind of just the schedule I have coming up, the number of items that I have currently curated for that show, and then like the cost of goods. So I can kind of just, you know, make different segmented little blocks out of everything. If that makes sense, hopefully it makes sense. I have some stuff down here getting ready for a vintage show. So I have like some vintage 2000s Olympics, got a vintage tumbleweed shirt, which should be pretty good money. And then this is a whole tub of designer stuff that I have to get authenticated. So I've had this tub for like 3 years now. And every time I get something that is designer, I tend to pick it up if it's not clearly fake, but I really need to go through and authenticate it all. All sorts of stuff in here. And granted, most of it probably is fake, but the ones that are real should kind of balance out the ones that are fake, if that makes sense. Like Louis Vuitton, we've got a Doraemon Gucci collab. Not even sure if that's a thing. We've got like Fendi, CDG. This is like a Dolce & Gabbana, Muhammad Ali, Tom Brown, Balenciaga. Balenciaga's pretty fake. Givenchy, Bathing Ape, Chrome Hearts, whole tub of that stuff. And my assumption is 80% of that's gonna be fake, but I'm slowly getting all that stuff authenticated. And then once I have that authenticated, hopefully some of them, I can choose whether to run them on Whatnot or just put them on eBay. So that's what I'm kind of up to. So I might leave you guys there. Pretty much all I'm gonna do now is sit on the computer and just plug in property data into a spreadsheet for the next 8 hours. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one, something a bit different, kind of talking about eBay and just what I'm up to. And yeah, if you're interested in the Whatnot, come on over. It should be a bit of a vibe. Have some good songs and some good items. They're all dollar starts, all sorts of brands, all sorts of styles. I'll leave a link in the description. And that's pretty much it. I'll leave you there, guys. I am, yeah, just still sick. I'm still sick. I'm still trying to figure out how to proceed through the week. So thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. Leave a comment below. Leave any questions that you have. And I'll see you in the next video. See you guys.